The war in Ukraine. Well, the day is almost done. The conversation can be online. You'll find us on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at BrentGoffTV. And remember, whatever happens between now and then, tomorrow is another day. We'll see you then, everybody.
You're watching Northern California Public Media, made possible by viewers like you.
Look to NHK World Japan for news of the coronavirus outbreak across the globe. You'll find updates and insights in the specialized section of our website. Catch up with programs on your schedule through the free video on-demand service. Learn how to stay in shape and maintain your health deliciously. Ready when you are. NHK World Japan.
This is a special cub, chosen for life in the wild. But preparing a captive-born panda to roam free isn't easy. Little is known about wild panda life. Meet the dedicated team who spent years shedding light on the wild world this little panda will face.
Tuesday night at 7:30 on Northern California Public Media.
Hey, I'm Rick Steves. In challenging times, we ask ourselves, what's the value of travel? Is it just hedonism or something more? After a lifetime of exploring Europe and inspiring Americans to see Europe as a springboard for world exploration, I'm sharing my reasons for why we travel. Join me for a candid and inspiring love story that vividly celebrates the rewards of exploring our world.
Wednesday evening at 7 on Northern California Public Media.
With decades of hits and iconic albums, including Will the Circle Be Unbroken, the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band celebrates 50 years shaping America's music with Vince Gill, Jackson Browne, Alison Krauss, John Prine, Rodney Crowell, Jerry Jeff Walker, Jerry Douglas, Sam Bush, Byron House, and Jimmy Ibbotson. The Nitty Gritty Dirt Band and Friends.
You and me going fishing in the dark.
Saturday night at 8:30 on Northern California Public Media.
You're watching Northern California Public Media, made possible by viewers like you.
Life is made up of everyday moments. The best breakfast pancakes and bedtime stories, staying up too late and getting up too early. These moments matter. As your public power provider, we at Sonoma Clean Power thrive on sustaining everyday moments, and we do so with a clean energy future in mind. We know the big and small memories are cherished forever. Together, we can protect today's moments and those yet to come. Sonoma Clean Power, powering moments that matter.
Funding for Prepare Yourself has been provided by the Sonoma County Department of Emergency Management. Actions change outcomes. Let's get ready together. Learn more at socoemergency.org/getready.
Hi, I'm Izzy Fisher, Senior Television Producer at NorCal Public Media.
And I'm Paul Swenson, Executive Producer for Video Content.
Welcome to this episode of Prepare Yourself, NorCal's series all about preparing for a disaster or an emergency. Tonight, we'll be learning
Wait, Izzy, this isn't a normal episode of Prepare Yourself, remember?
Oh yeah, right. This is a super special fundraising edition of the show, coming to you live from our TV studio. I can't believe I forgot. I am one of the directors after all.
And I'm the other director. Wait, if we're both here, who's running the show?
Hello?
This is my first day.
I guess we'll take care of that in a few minutes.
They should be okay for now. In partnership with the Sonoma County Department of Emergency Management and through a grant from FEMA, NorCal has had the privilege of producing Prepare Yourself, our innovative approach to public education about disaster preparedness.
What you're about to see is the very best from the last 3 episodes of Prepare Yourself. Buckle up for a night of original music, comedy skits, and more. Plus, you'll get to hear from the show's talented team of producers, writers, and actors.
We couldn't make programming like this without your generous support. And you won't find fun and educational content about disaster preparedness anywhere else except right here at NorCal.
That's why we're asking you to call us at 800-287-2722 or visit us online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate to make a donation now. Emergency preparedness experts are standing by to take your calls. And trust me, we're about to put the fun in fundraising.
But before we do that, maybe we should check on the crew.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. We're coming, everyone!
Hello and welcome to this edition of Prepare Yourself, your one-stop shop and resource hub when it comes to preparing for a disaster or emergency. I'm Hannah Lee, your host for the show.
Thank you, Hannah. And I'm Chase Overholt, your other lovely guide for our program. As my counterpart here just reminded you, this is the place where you can learn about what you can do to
prepare yourself
for whatever emergency you might face. And believe it or not, you might just have a little fun along the way. What could be better than being prepared?
On this episode, we'll be learning all about how to prepare for a flood. We're going to share some information with you in just a few moments, all about what to pack in your flood go bag, how to defend your home against floodwaters, what not to do when you reach a flooded area in your vehicle, and so much more.
This episode will be overflowing with useful information. What? Too soon?
Man, it is always too soon for dad jokes, and they told us not to go off script. We are live, remember? We'll be right back with our show after these messages. Stay tuned.
When it comes to living in the 2020s, it's just disaster after disaster. We've seen wildfires, floods, extreme heat, and earthquakes. But one thing we can do is be prepared for when the next disaster hits. You said it. And speaking of disaster hits, have we got a deal for you?
Now that's what I call Disaster Hits, is 2 hours of chart-topping disaster songs all compiled for you on a 2-CD set. This special TV offer contains 45 tracks of disaster hits you know and love, like Know Your Zone, Oops, I Forgot My Go Bag, Turn Around, Don't Drown.
When you drive up to a puddle, it might be deeper than a puddle, so turn your car around and drive away. Or there might be a price you gotta pay. Don't drive through flooded waters, take your parents, sons and daughters, and find a different route to drive that day. Now listen up and follow what I say. Turn around, don't drown, don't drown. You got to turn around, don't drown. Turn that car around and find a different way through town. Turn around, don't drown.
Wow! I don't know about you, but I feel more prepared for the next disaster already.
Now that's what I call Disaster Hits is not available in stores. Order now by calling the number on your screen or send check or money order. 2 CDs, $39.99 plus $10.99 shipping and handling. If you pay with credit card, you get a free Disaster Hits cell phone charm. Rush delivery available. Call now.
stunning advances in film technology now allow us to eavesdrop on our wild neighbors.
Flowers are tasty!
This is the astonishing world of water. The wood rat is an industrious denizen of the oak woodland.
Water everywhere is so beautiful. We all need it in so many ways.
At a creek nearby, Raccoon has a keen appreciation for H2O.
This gorgeous 2023 Russian River blend has a surprisingly refreshing mouthfeel with a fruit-forward body and notes of gravel, fresh leaves, and what is that? And tadpole at the finish. Yes, tadpole.
Woodrat is always cautious because predators, like wolf, are never far away.
Some things are pretty scary. But normally water is not scary. Once in a while, though, rising water can be something to worry about. When that happens, it's good to be prepared.
With an extraordinary ability to find and protect a cozy den, Raccoon is prepared, even during storm events.
Whenever rising water might interrupt an evening of entertaining guests in my burrow, I find that sandbags are the way to stave off the unthinkable water intrusion into my home. Sandbags can divert the water away, and they can be picked up for free at stations in your county. I bring my own shovel and always insist on filling my own bags. Thank you very much.
With a little preparation, everyone can be ready for the next time flooding might happen.
Even the smallest of our animal friends make the effort to plan ahead. None of us knows what challenges our flooding future holds.
Remember to prepare yourself.
Hi, I'm Kiki, and this is Plan Ahead with me, Kid Scientist. You might have noticed that this year it's been raining a lot. As our planet keeps getting warmer, our climate is changing, and that means we're seeing more extreme types of weather. Hotter, drier summers and colder, wetter winters. And you guessed it, we just had a very wet and rainy winter. And when there's a lot of rain, especially in a short period of time, there's more chance that we'll have floods. So what can we do about that? Well, that's where I can help out. Let me show you how we can plan ahead before a flood. Number 1, make sure you know the types of flood risk in your area. For example, if you live near a river, make sure to monitor the weather when there is a heavy rain on the way. Number 2, make sure you have a personal go bag, packed and ready to go, in case you have to leave in an emergency. Make sure it's got plenty of food, water, medical supplies, and especially things like batteries and charging devices for your phone, in case the power goes out, like this external battery. Number 3, make sure you have flood insurance, especially if you live in a high flood risk area. Psst, Mom, come here. Do we have flood insurance?
We do.
Oh, good. Good job on being prepared, Mom. Now I know where I get it from. Number 4, make sure you store any valuable documents in waterproof containers or resealable bags. I made sure to put my favorite books in a resealable bag because I do not want them to get wet. But for all you grown-ups out there, you might need to store your social security cards, insurance policies, and important medical documents in a waterproof container. How exciting for you! Well, that's all the time we have for today, everyone. And remember, it's always better to be prepared for anything and to have nothing bad happen than to have something bad happen and not be prepared at all. Tune in next time for more advice from a small child on Plan Ahead with Ken Scientist. That's me! I do good? Yeah! Yay!
And now back to The Prepared Bachelor.
Wow. This has been an incredible first week. So many ups and downs. But you all have really shown me so much about yourselves. And knowing that you're here, trying to find a place in my heart, means everything to me.
Going into the rose ceremony, I'm feeling really nervous. I just don't know if Kyle is going to choose me for his go bag. I mean, I know my worth. Double A's are one of the most useful things to have in an emergency, because you never know when something like your flashlight is going to run out of juice.
What did batteries say about me? That I could run out of juice? Excuse me, but I am incredibly reliable. Much more reliable than a phone flashlight, by the way. I'm a classic. I just hope Kyle sees that.
I feel very confident that after the conversations Kyle and I have had this week, he's going to give me a rose. I mean, not to brag, but how could he not? He'll see that he can't live without me.
Water. Water, do you accept this rose?
I do.
I knew I was a shoo-in. I mean, come on. I'm water.
First aid kit. First aid kit. Do you accept this rose?
Of course I do. Earlier this week, I really opened up and showed him what's truly inside me. Band-aids, antibiotic ointment, alcohol swabs. So I was really betting on him seeing the value of what I can bring to the table, and it looks like he did.
3-day supply of food. Do you accept this rose?
Absolutely.
Radio. Emergency blanket. Resealable baggies. Do you accept this rose?
I do.
Now you would be critical if there was a flood.
Thanks. I know.
I'm feeling anxious and confused. Doesn't Kyle see that sparks fly between us? Why hasn't he chosen me yet?
I don't understand why I'm still here, being picked last. It really hurts, you know. It hurts that he doesn't seem to realize what a light I could be in his life and in his go bag.
Flashlight. Flashlight? Do you accept this rose?
Yes, of course I do. Thank you.
And now, final rose of the night. Batteries. Batteries? Do you accept this rose?
Oh, yes, of course.
Now, for those of you who did not receive a rose tonight, please take the time. This would be your moment to say your goodbyes.
I've just given up so much in my life to be here, and I wanted to be here so much, but I guess I can go home now and start over with a clean slate.
I wish. Could somebody grab me something to wipe my eyes with? Thank you.
Hello, everyone. It's me, the Prepared Bachelor. First name D, last name the Prepared Bachelor.
Your name was Kyle.
No. That's my stage name.
Why would you make your stage name?
Anyway, we hope you enjoyed watching the drama and intrigue on The Prepared Bachelor and that you learned a little something about what to pack in an emergency go bag.
That's right. Like me. 3-day supply of food. You know what they say. You can live with me. You can't live without me. Because I'm food. And me. An all hazards alert radio. I'll be sure to get you all the intel you need to stay safe and informed. That's great and all, but I'm pretty sure that not starving to death is pretty important. Some may argue even more important than listening to the radio. Excuse me, it's not just listening to the radio. I'm providing critical safety information that will help any listener stay out of harm's way.
Whoa. Both of you are essential, okay? There's plenty of room for everyone in my go bag.
I guess. Maybe. I suppose that might be true. I mean, food is pretty essential. Aw, thanks. And I could see that if people didn't know what disasters were coming, they wouldn't be able to make informed decisions.
See, I knew you two could work out your differences.
Yeah, I guess we do have some stuff in common. We're both here to help when an emergency happens.
And emergencies can happen at any time. That's why we at NorCal Public Media need your support to produce critical educational programming, like Prepare Yourself.
That's right. NorCal relies on donations from viewers to continue the work we do here. And we have some super cool gifts to thank you for donating. Like us, they will help you stay prepared for a disaster or emergency. Let's take a look now.
We have some great gifts to thank you for donating today. You can use these items to be prepared for emergencies, and you'll be supporting public media. The number to call is 800-287-2722, or go online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. At the $60 level, you can receive a portable mini first aid kit. This amazingly tiny pouch fits anywhere, yet holds more than 110 pieces, including an emergency foil blanket and even scissors. One of our most popular gifts is the solar-powered emergency radio at the $96 pledge level. This little radio can be charged by hand crank or by the sun, has an LED flashlight built in, and could charge your electronic devices. If you can pledge $252 today, that's just $21 a month. We'll send you the Quake Kit backpack. Everything you might need in one grab-and-go pack. Food and water, tools and first aid supplies, light and radio, shelter and warmth, hygiene and sanitation items, survival tips, and a checklist. This is the ultimate go bag. Add your important documents and you've got everything you might need to evacuate quickly. Again, the number to call is 800-287-2722, or go online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. Thank you for tuning in to Prepare Yourself and for your support of our stations.
Wait, was that other radio my sister? I didn't know she upgraded to solar power. She's always upstaging me.
Hey, don't get down on yourself. I think you're perfect just the way you are.
Aww.
Aww.
Aww. Can we get back to the show now? So like we were saying, it's so easy to become a supporting member of the public media station you've come to rely on for critical disaster preparedness information.
You can make a one-time donation, or you can choose to become a sustaining member of our station. Sustaining members contribute a little bit each month, and that support continues on into the future, so that you never have to remember if you've made your gift to NorCal Public Media.
You can make a financial gift today by calling 1-800-287-2722 or by going online to norcalpublicmedia.org/donate.
Your contribution is especially meaningful because it supports essential programming that our community relies on for disaster preparedness information.
Well said, radio. I'd love to hear more about what else you find meaningful. What are you doing after this?
I don't have any plans. Do you want to grab a bite to eat?
I'd love to. There's this really great burger place down the street.
Oh,
and don't
really
forget
good. I love burgers.
to thank you for your generous support. We have awesome gifts available.
Oh, me too.
Please.
I noticed you on the show, but I was
roll
too
the
shy
video.
to say anything at the time.
Please.
We have some great gifts to thank you for donating today. You can use these items to be prepared for emergencies, and you'll be supporting public media. The number to call is 800-287-2722, or go online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. At the $60 level, you can receive a portable mini first aid kit. This amazingly tiny pouch fits anywhere, yet holds more than 110 pieces, including an emergency foil blanket and even scissors. One of our most popular gifts is the solar-powered emergency radio at the $96 pledge level. This little radio can be charged by hand crank or by the sun, has an LED flashlight built in, and can charge your electronic devices. If you can pledge $252 today, that's just $21 a month. We'll send you the Quake Kit backpack. Everything you might need in one grab-and-go pack. Food and water, tools and first aid supplies, light and radio, shelter and warmth, hygiene and sanitation items, survival tips, and a checklist. This is the ultimate go bag. Add your important documents and you've got everything you might need to evacuate quickly. Again, the number to call is 800-287-2722 or go online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. Thank you for tuning in to Prepare Yourself and for your support of our stations.
Well, 3-day supply of food and radio decided to leave for their date a little earlier than expected. But I'm still here, and I'm still a bachelor. But that's not the point. The point is, we can't create this unique programming without your help. And you won't find a place, or a show, like Prepare Yourself, anywhere but here at NorCal Public Media. So if you want to support us in creating content that educates and entertains, please consider making a donation right now. Emergency preparedness experts are standing by to take your calls. The number to call is 1-800-287-2722, or you can donate online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. And for our tech-savvy viewers, you can scan the QR code right there on your screen. Try it out. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting NorCal Public Media. And now, back to our scheduled programming. I'm so alone.
alive.
We now return to As the Waters Rise.
What's wrong, my love?
Oh, John, the weather report says that the storm will only get worse. There's risks of flooding and there's roads being closed. We really need to do something.
Oh, my dearest Martha, all we need is right here, together, in each other's arms. The rest of the world hardly matters.
Well, yes, but John,
You know we don't have flood insurance. What will he do if the waters rise into the house?
Oh, my darling, our love for one another will keep us safe.
Yes, I suppose it might, but will it protect our important documents? The ones that you keep forgetting to put in a waterproof container?
Yes?
But John, my sister called, and she said we really ought to get to higher ground.
Your sister?
Yes, my sister.
But you don't have a sister.
Oh, did I say sister? I meant my twin brother's cousin's nephew.
Twin brother, cousin's nephew? I can't take these lies. What else are you not telling me?
Oh, it doesn't matter, my dear. We must get out of here.
I can't. I can't go. I won't go.
Okay, whatever. I'm out of here. Come on, Portia.
Don't take Portia. Don't take Portia. Martha, no. No, Portia, no. No. Martha. Martha. Come back. My Portia. Why?
Will Martha ever return? Will John ever be ready for the flood? Tune in next time for As the Waters Rise.
Shaky. Shaky the Quake Snake.
Hey kids, get ready to duck and cover, cause Shaky the Quake Snake is here. Shaky is all shook up about earthquake safety.
Hi everybody. Today we're going to talk about a very important part of being ready for an earthquake. Why? Because earthquake safety is my thing. I'm a snake. I don't bark or sting. And there's no one here to bite. Earthquake safety, it's all right. Being unprepared makes me rattle. But if you don't know yet, I won't tattle. I'm an emergency preparedness expert. I'm not a poet, okay? Today's topic is tsunamis. Kids, we don't want anyone unprepared in an emergency. We want you to stay on your toes, if you have them. Now we have a guest who knows everything there is to know about getting out of the way of the ocean. Sam, are you there? Sam, the kids are ready to learn about tsunamis.
Oh, thanks, Shaky. Hello, children. I'm Sam, the seal. But you can call me Sammy. I practice getting away from the ocean all the time with my family. Right after an earthquake happens, if it's out at sea, there is a chance that a dangerous wave will come ashore. And if that happens, it's important to get out of there. My family and I practice hauling out to higher ground to stay safe and dry, and you should too. Oh, was that a fish? Fish are so tasty. I mean friendly. We like to get up on tall rocks like this, and then we can relax and
Maybe it's sunny and warm, safe, and
Sam, this tsunami prep is really important. Stay on board with us.
yeah, it's not hard. Do a practice drill with your family. It can be fun. Oh, 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 oh. And find a nice spot where you can stay safe and dry and kind of cozy and...
Sammy has apparently given his all for higher ground. But getting to higher ground fast is important to do if there's a tsunami after an earthquake. Please make a plan, people.
Remember, kids, the next time the earth starts shaking, you can be prepared, like Shaky, the quake snake.
This is You're in Jeopardy! And now, your host, Catastropher Jones.
Thank you, Jimmy, and thank you, everyone. Welcome back to our game today. Now let's meet our champions and see how they fared after the last week. Shockingly, in third place, with negative $34,000, is three-time Nobel Prize winner Professor Fiona Fitzgerald, a geophysicist from Harvard University.
This game is rigged. I've answered every question correctly. What is going on here?
Well, better luck this time around, Professor. And in second place, with just $26, is Mr. Bob Ross himself. Now tell me, Bob, what happened here? You were doing so well in our first game, and then it seemed like everything went downhill.
Now, Catastropher, there didn't seem to be too many categories about painting last week. And you know, maybe if there were, I might have done a little bit better. But no matter, really. I'm perfectly happy with my $26.
Yes, I will remember to put more categories about painting next time. And in first place, somehow, with $172,000 is Blake Duncan, a snorkeling instructor from Laguna Beach, California. You're gonna have to take that thing out of your mouth.
Oh, sorry, dude. I'm just so stoked to be here, man. You have no idea.
And we're so stoked for you too, Blake. All right, players, good luck, and let's get to work. Here are today's categories. The Big Wave. Uh-oh. Get Under the Table. It's Not My Fault. And Shake What Mama Gave You. Oh. Blake, since you're our champion, you have control of the board.
Okay, man. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'll take Get Under the Table for 400.
In the event of an earthquake, immediately take these 3 actions to protect yourself. Professor Fitzgerald.
Drop, cover, and hold on.
Ooh, not quite right. Yes, Mr. Ross.
What is drop, cover, and hold on?
Correct.
What?
During an earthquake, remember to drop to your hands and knees, cover your head and neck, or get under a sturdy desk or table for shelter and hold on until the shaking stops. Bob, you have the board.
I think I'll pick the Big Wave for $600.
Oh. Taking shelter in an area that is 100 feet or more above sea level and at least 1 mile inland can keep you safe during this type of disaster. Professor.
Tsunami!
I'm sorry, that is not correct. And Professor, volume is not the issue here. Blake.
What is the end of the world?
Ooh, no. I'm sorry, that is not the correct response either.
Seriously, dude? The end of the world is the only time that I would be away from the beach. It's where I feel the safest, personally.
Okay. Mr. Ross.
What is a tsunami?
Correct.
I just said that.
Ooh, speaking out of turn, $10,000 deducted from the professor. Bob, you're up.
I'll go with Shake What Mama Gave You for $600.
This smartphone app provides earthquake warnings and notifications about nearby earthquakes. Blake.
My shake. Wait, I mean, what is my shake?
Ooh, too late, Blake. You already gave your response without phrasing it as a question.
Wait, that's it? It's just needs to be in the form of a question?
Well, Professor, that is how you play the game. Bob.
What is my shake?
Correct. Bob, you're rocking and rolling today. Okay, folks, we have reached today's final Jeopardy, and the category is Family Emergency. Contestants, write down your wagers.
We're all going down. All of them.
In case of separation during a disaster, a family emergency plan should specify this important location. Contestants, write down your responses and good luck. And that's time. Blake, we go to you first. You wrote down, what is the beach for $123,456? Ooh, I'm sorry, Blake. That brings you all the way down to $47,344.
Oh, crabs!
Oh, Bob, you're up next. I'm not quite sure how you did that so fast. Sorry, but that is incorrect.
You know, Catastropher, art is subjective, but that's all right. It's just another happy accident for the books.
And last but not least, Professor Fitzgerald. What is a predetermined meeting spot for $10 million? That is correct, Professor. What a comeback. Congratulations, that makes you our finalist for this game.
Yes! 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 I'll see you next time.
This is, see how this unfolds on the next episode of You're in Jeopardy.
Whoa, was that us? Because we were there, but now we're here. Wild, man.
That's right, my friend. In your world, you can be anywhere, anytime you want.
Cool. Hey, thanks again for giving me this painting. I still have it. It's super cool. Thank you.
Oh, Blake, it makes me so happy that it makes you happy. And you know what else makes me happy?
What, Mr. Ross?
When members of our community choose to support their local public television station.
Wait, we're on a public television station right now, NorCal Public Media.
Exactly, Blake. NorCal Public Media relies on financial support from viewers to continue the essential work we do here. That's what makes your donation so meaningful.
Totally rad. Oh, and you know what would be even cooler? If you chose to become a sustaining member by giving a small automatic payment each month. It's so easy that way because you never have to remember if you made a contribution to NorCal.
That would be cool indeed.
You know, I heard that NorCal even has some neat gifts available to say thank you to people who donate.
Oh yes, why don't we take a look at those gifts now?
We have some great gifts to thank you for donating today. You can use these items to be prepared for emergencies, and you'll be supporting public media. The number to call is 800-287-2722, or go online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. At the $60 level, you can receive a portable mini first aid kit. This amazingly tiny pouch fits anywhere, yet holds more than 110 pieces, including an emergency foil blanket and even scissors. One of our most popular gifts is the solar-powered emergency radio at the $96 pledge level. This little radio can be charged by hand crank or by the sun, has an LED flashlight built in, and can charge your electronic devices. If you can pledge $252 today, that's just $21 a month. We'll send you the Quake Kit backpack. Everything you might need in one grab-and-go pack. Food and water, tools and first aid supplies, light and radio, shelter and warmth, hygiene and sanitation items, survival tips, and a checklist. This is the ultimate go bag. Add your important documents and you've got everything you might need to evacuate quickly. Again, the number to call is 800-287-2722 or go online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. Thank you for tuning in to Prepare Yourself and for your support of our stations.
Whoa, those gifts look awesome, dude.
I completely agree. Any of those items would come in handy during a disaster. Blake and I learned so much when we were contestants on You're in Jeopardy, and we hope you did too.
Right? I mean, who knew that you're actually supposed to take the snorkel out of your mouth before you talk? Not this guy.
Well, learning to speak clearly is certainly important, but I was referring more to the essential disaster preparedness information we covered, specifically about earthquakes and tsunamis.
Yeah, oh yeah. That too, like getting to higher ground or going inland during a tsunami.
We're practicing drop cover and hold on so you're prepared if an earthquake hits. When you make a donation to NorCal Public Media, you're contributing to the creation of unique educational content like Prepare Yourself and helping us provide essential information to the community.
Well, we couldn't do this without you. You're helping make it happen, and trust me, you're not going to find a show like this anywhere else.
So please call 1-800-287-2722 or go online to norcalpublicmedia.org/donate to make a financial gift.
Do it now. Sorry, just really passionate about supporting public media. It'd be really cool if you did, though.
And don't forget about the wonderful thank you gifts we have available that will help you be prepared in the event of an emergency.
Take a look.
We have some great gifts to thank you for donating today. You can use these items to be prepared for emergencies, and you'll be supporting public media. The number to call is 800-287-2722 or go online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. At the $60 level, you can receive a portable mini first aid kit. This amazingly tiny pouch fits anywhere, yet holds more than 110 pieces, including an emergency foil blanket and even scissors. One of our most popular gifts is the solar-powered emergency radio at the $96 pledge level. This little radio can be charged by hand crank or by the sun, has an LED flashlight built in, and could charge your electronic devices. If you can pledge $252 today, that's just $21 a month. We'll send you the Quake Kit backpack. Everything you might need in one grab-and-go pack. Food and water, tools and first aid supplies, light and radio, shelter and warmth, hygiene and sanitation items, survival tips, and a checklist. This is the ultimate go bag. Add your important documents and you've got everything you might need to evacuate quickly. Again, the number to call is 800-287-2722 or go online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. Thank you for tuning in to Prepare Yourself and for your support of our stations.
Whoa, you really are the master.
Well, that's very kind of you, young man. And you can be too, if you practice. Although, it's not my best work.
Well, thanks again, Mr. Ross. I've always wanted to try my hand at painting, and if you're ever in my neck of the beach, I'd be happy to take you out and teach you how to do some snorkeling like a pro.
I might just take you up on that, Blake.
Yeah, speaking of snorkeling, I gotta get back to the ocean. The fish, they're calling my name. Plus, I think I have some students who are waiting for a lesson, but well, it's been a blast talking to you all.
Likewise. And always remember to be prepared, because disasters and emergencies can happen at any time. Now back to the show.
And now a public service announcement from Sonny the Skunk.
My name is Sonny. I'm a skunk, and I'm an expert on defensible space. You know what I'm talking about. Don't make me go there. When tourists see me in the wild, they can't help but be impressed by my spectacular stripe. Who can blame them? My stripe is truly a thing of beauty. But they keep their distance, admiring me from afar for good reason.
Uh-oh.
That does not bother me one bit. They're staying safe, and I respect that. I just wish that more people knew how to defend their own homes. Maintaining defensible space around your home is critical in preparing for wildfire. Always remove dead plants, grass, and leaves from your yard and rain gutters. Get up there on that ladder. Get rid of branches that hang over your roof or are too close to the house. Shake a leg. Keep brush and grasses trimmed back. What are people thinking? Create a separation between landscaping and anything that could catch fire. A separation, like between me and people who know what's good for them. What are you saving those rotting leaves in the gutters for anyway? They're not helping at all. The people from COPE explain it well.
COPE is communities organized to prepare for emergencies. So it's really neighbors helping neighbors. This is things planted too close to the house, lots of debris, leaves, all that. And on this side, they've created defensible space. Trees and vegetation and so on are away from the house. There aren't any more leaves and what have you in the gutters and on the roof. So this is a much, much safer way to defend your property than on that side. Okay?
If more people learn about this and create defensible space around their own homes, everybody in the neighborhood will be safer. Duh! You should read up on it on CAL FIRE's website, readyforwildfire.org. I hope you stay safe. And one day, maybe you can come visit me and see my beautiful stripe. But keep your distance.
This has been a public service announcement from Sonny the Skunk.
Bring it in. Great job. Get some water. Great job. Good job. All right, talk to me. What's going on out there? You've practiced. You know what we need to do. So what's going on? Juan, what's up?
I don't know. I just can't stop thinking about last year.
What do you mean?
Well, this time last year, our game got canceled because of the fires. And I was excited because it was our first time in the playoffs. But the night before the game, hearing the sirens, having to evacuate, it's just really getting me down.
Okay. Yeah, I hear that. It's hard to focus on the game when your mind is elsewhere.
Ugh, I'm so over this. I can't focus on anything lately. I just need one good day.
It's okay.
No, it's not. I'm so tired. It's been a year and I'm still so anxious and angry. I really need a win.
What the?
Oh, man.
Omen? It's not an omen. It's just a sign.
A sign?
Oh, great. We're doomed.
No, not that kind of a sign. Just a sign. Look, I get it. Winning the game would mean a lot. But don't you see? We already won. You both expressing your emotions, whether it be sadness or anger, that's a win in my book. And look around you. You don't have to figure this out alone. Part of a team, and we're here to support each other in processing those emotions because we care. Because whatever affects you up here and here is going to affect how we all work together out there. And what we're doing out there, we're outdoors. We're moving around. We're exercising. That's setting ourselves up with a healthy way to cope with all this stress. Because every time we get out there and we strengthen these muscles, we're making this muscle stronger too. This is not last year. This is today. So for this moment, let's allow ourselves to let go, be present, and just enjoy the game. Because even if we lose, we already won. Roll-leaf, 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 roll-leaf.
Now, all you loyal viewers out there know that on the show we like to keep things light and fun and memorable, but there are always real-life consequences to any disaster.
And on that note, coming up next is a very important part of our show, One Piece of Advice. This is when we get to chat with someone about one piece of advice they would give from their experience living through a disaster or emergency. And now we are so lucky to have a special guest here with us, Lupe Catalan. Welcome, Lupe.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Chase, for having me here.
Well, thank you for lending your time to have this really important conversation with us about what individuals in areas that are going to be affected and have been affected by natural disasters can do to prepare themselves better, and shed a light on what your experience has led you to.
Thank you. I think after my experience, after the 2017 fires that we had, as you all know, were devastating for a lot of people. And personally, I think I didn't have a lot of knowledge on the things that I needed to do to prepare myself and my family.
Was there a defining moment or something that you saw where you said, this is my call to action?
Yes. Just seeing like the trees falling down, mudslides, driving, seeing the Russian River, you know, how I was getting to that flooding stage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, me driving, it was giving me that anxiety. And I was like, how can people in this community, how can they live like this? The families that I was working with are primarily Spanish speaking. So one thing that I kept hearing from them was pretty much like the lack of resources in their own language, like Spanish. And hearing from these families about, you know, the need, especially when they had the flooding in 2019, that they had no one to talk to. Just knowing that I was there, being bilingual, and that I had to, in a way, find those resources for them, it was crucial for me because I could see and I could notice the anxiety that the storms were causing.
So, if you had one piece of advice to give somebody that might be in an area that could be affected by natural disaster, flood, wildfire, what would that piece of advice be?
Definitely get to know your neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
Get to know who's next to you. Find out if you're going to be able to reach out to them in a moment of emergency. And like I said, it could be only maybe 2-3 people around you, but just knowing who they are. Are you going to be able to call out to them if you need to, you know, help with your children, help with animals, documents, anything? It's important that, once again, that we communicate with each other, and the most important, those that are close to us.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, you help me, I help you. And if you're my neighbor, I want to make sure that I'm going to be there for you.
Beautiful. Well, Lupe, I want to thank you so much for being here. It was incredibly powerful to hear about the work that you're doing and the stories that you've shared. We will be right back after these messages.
Gee whiz! It looks like California's fire season is already here. Oh, darn. Extreme heat, wildfires, drought. It sure is a downer. But when emergency strikes, I know we'll be prepared. That's right. And you can be too.
Now that's what I call Disaster Hits Volume 3, is 2.5 hours of disaster songs guaranteed to inspire and entertain you, all compiled on a 2-CD set. This special TV offer contains 75 tracks of hits you just can't get out of your head, like Harden Your Home, That Grass Is Looking Dry, Know Your Zone.
Don't let evacuations be your downfall. Grab your go bag, but that's not all. Don't wait until you smell smoke in the air. Think ahead, be prepared. There's no time to delay. You can find it today. During fire season, that's the perfect reason to know your zone. Look up your neighborhood online and know your zone. Downtown, west side, east side too, and know your zone. Make sure your family knows it too, and know your zone. you'll be prepared.
Neato! Those disaster hits are hot, hot, hot.
Now that's what I call Disaster Hits Volume 3 is not available in stores. Order now by calling the number on your screen or send check or money order. 2 CDs, $39.99 plus $10.99 shipping and handling. If you pay with credit card, you'll get a free Disaster Hits coffee mug. Rush delivery available. Call now.
Hi, I'm Ella Martin.
And I'm Evie Goodwin. We're high school students and musicians from Sonoma County, and as you just saw, we got to perform in some super fun musical numbers on Prepare Yourself.
It's been such a blast. Hey, high five! I feel like we really nailed that last song, and your fake flute playing was on point.
Fake? Flute playing? What do you mean? That was completely real. That was actually us singing, though.
Performing those songs was so cool because we got to share really important disaster preparedness information with the public through the power of music.
Those tunes are so catchy, I'm never going to forget to know my zone or secure my shelves before an earthquake. And I'm definitely never going to drive through a flooded area. Turn around, don't drown.
They're stuck in my head, which shows how music is such an effective tool for education.
If you've enjoyed the eclectic musical numbers featured on Prepare Yourself, please make a donation right now to support this station. It would mean so much to us. It's been such a great experience being on the show.
The number to call is 1-800-287-2722, or you can go online to norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. We can't make this kind of creative programming without your help. Your financial gift would be deeply appreciated.
And to thank you for donating, we have some amazing gifts available. Let's take a look.
We have some great gifts to thank you for donating today. You can use these items to be prepared for emergencies, and you'll be supporting public media. The number to call is 800-287-2722, or go online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. At the $60 level, you can receive a portable mini first aid kit. This amazingly tiny pouch fits anywhere, yet holds more than 110 pieces, including an emergency foil blanket and even scissors. One of our most popular gifts is the solar-powered emergency radio at the $96 pledge level. This little radio can be charged by hand crank or by the sun, has an LED flashlight built in, and could charge your electronic devices. If you can pledge $252 today, that's just $21 a month. We'll send you the Quake Kit backpack. Everything you might need in one grab-and-go pack. Food and water, tools and first aid supplies, light and radio, shelter and warmth, hygiene and sanitation items, survival tips, and a checklist. This is the ultimate go bag. Add your important documents and you've got everything you might need to evacuate quickly. Again, the number to call is 800-287-2722, or go online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. Thank you for tuning in to Prepare Yourself and for your support of our stations.
Wow, what cool gifts. I would love to have that first aid kit. I'm sure there's something in there that can help me with my guitar calluses.
Totally. The radio that's solar-powered and charges your phone? That would really come in handy if there was a power outage.
It's so important to be prepared for any emergency that might arise, and with these awesome items, you'll be covered if a disaster happens.
Plus, when you use that first aid kit or Quake backpack, you can feel good knowing that you supported public media.
Your donations really help us bring this critical information to the community. We couldn't make this program happen without your support.
So please, consider making a financial contribution right now. We have emergency preparedness experts standing by to take your calls.
Yay! Woo! Give us a call!
Call 1-800-287-2722, or you can scan the QR code right there on your screen.
And we've got a surprise in store. But before we tell you what it is, let's take a look at those gifts one more time.
We have some great gifts to thank you for donating today. You can use these items to be prepared for emergencies, and you'll be supporting public media. The number to call is 800-287-2722, or go online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. At the $60 level, you can receive a portable mini first aid kit. This amazingly tiny pouch fits anywhere, yet holds more than 110 pieces, including an emergency foil blanket and even scissors. One of our most popular gifts is the solar-powered emergency radio at the $96 pledge level. This little radio can be charged by hand crank or by the sun, has an LED flashlight built in, and could charge your electronic devices. If you can pledge $252 today, that's just $21 a month. We'll send you the Quake Kit backpack. Everything you might need in one grab-and-go pack. Food and water, tools and first aid supplies, light and radio, shelter and warmth, hygiene and sanitation items, survival tips, and a checklist. This is the ultimate go bag. Add your important documents and you've got everything you might need to evacuate quickly. Again, the number to call is 800-287-2722 or go online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. Thank you for tuning in to Prepare Yourself and for your support of our stations.
Surprise! We're going to play a song from us to all of you.
We hope you enjoy it and sing along if you remember the words. When you drive up to a puddle, it might be deeper than a puddle, so turn your car around and drive away. Or there might be a price you gotta pay.
Don't drive through flooded waters, take your parents, sons, and daughters, and find a different route to drive that day. Now listen up and follow what I say. Turn around, don't drown,
don't drown.
You've got to turn around, don't drown.
Turn that car around and find a different way through town. Turn around, don't drown. When flooding is upon ya, stay clear 'cause it can harm ya. So simply turn and go the other way. You'll save yourself the trouble and the pain.
You might think your car can make it, but the water still could take it. Don't be misled by a false sense of security because it doesn't look that deep when you could definitely go the other way. Turn around, don't drown. You've got to turn around, don't drown.
Turn that car around and find a different way through town. Turn around, don't drown. Disasters are no joke, but we hope that through this show, you've learned how to prepare and to stay safe. That's why we are here asking you today to make a contribution and to support this station. Your pledge will help sustain the work we do. We hope you choose to donate. Thank you.
You're in Jeopardy! And now, your host, Catastropher Jones.
Thank you, Johnny. Welcome back to our game, everyone. It's time to meet our contestants and check on their progress this week. Let's start with someone you all know and love, Jen Jenkins, legendary news anchor. Now, Jen, how does it feel to be in last place with just $2?
Breaking news. It appears that my score is headed for disaster after a tough and allegedly fixed round last week. Back to you.
Well, Jen, I and all of your adoring fans hope you'll do better today. Next up in second place with $8,300 is the Count Von Count, resident of Sesame Street. How are you feeling, Mr. Von Count?
I could be better. After all, I am only in second place. But who is counting?
Finally, in first place with $9,955,000, we have geophysicist Professor Fiona Fitzgerald, our winner from last week's game. Professor, it looks like you're starting with quite a big lead today. How does it feel?
Amazing, Catastropher. I'm totally gonna ace this round. Eat my microscopic particulates. To all you non-geologists, that means dust.
I like your confidence, Professor. All right, let's dive into today's categories. Holy smokes. Liar, liar. Hey, that's a wildfire. You kids get off my defensible space. And too hot to handle. Hey-o. Since you're in the lead, Professor, take it away.
I'll start with too hot to handle for 800.
This household fire safety item has an expiration date that should be checked regularly. Jen.
What is hairspray?
Unfortunately, not quite.
This just in, famed anchor misses unreasonably difficult trivia question.
Count.
What is a fire extinguisher?
Correct. Every member of your family should learn how to use a fire extinguisher, especially if you're my roommate and I'm cooking. Sorry, Stephen. Count, you have the board.
I will take liar, liar. Hey, that's a wildfire for $1, $2, $3, $400.
A list of these phone numbers should be kept near your home phone and in your emergency supply kit. Professor.
What are emergency contacts?
You are correct. You should always keep a hard copy of emergency contacts in your emergency kit.
Of course I'm correct.
And with that presumptuous display, we'll be right back in a few minutes.
And now, a word from the community.
You don't have to prepare yourself all at once. Break it up into different spaces. Maybe break it up into 2 months worth of time, and set a goal for every 2 weeks to set one thing ready for your go bag. It doesn't have to be something so stressful. You can even go to the dollar store. It doesn't have to be costly, but just prepping yourself and taking those steps to get prepared will save you it'll save you, it could save your life.
Welcome back, everyone. Professor Fitzgerald, you have the board.
I'll take you kids get off my defensible space for 1,000. Not that I really need the boost.
FireSmart Landscaping uses these types of plants strategically placed to resist the spread of fire to your home. Count.
What is 1 plant, 2 plants, 3 plants, 4 plants, 143 plants, 144 plants, 145 plants, 289 plants, 290 plants, 291.
No, for the love of all that is sacred, stop. Are we even vetting these people anymore? Professor.
What are high moisture plants with low amounts of resin and oil?
That is correct. These types of plants are less likely to be flammable, but pruning, maintenance, and cleanup of dead vegetation can be just as important, if not more, in determining whether a plant will ignite. All right, folks, we have reached today's final Jeopardy. The category is Bring the Heat. Contestants, write down your wagers. How are we feeling, everyone?
I am counting on this final question to put me not in 3rd place, not in 2nd, but in 1st place.
What a tragic misconception for this confused vampire with a math addiction. Unlike renowned news icon and sweetheart of the masses Jen Jenkins, who will no doubt make an incredible comeback in today's game. More at 6.
Okay, 1, does she always talk like that? And 2, I'm counting the seconds until I can beat this strange purple man and ridiculous news lady. Catastropher, I can't wait to win once again and see you in the next round.
Delightful. Okay, it's time to reveal our final Jeopardy. Taking this proactive measure can help to provide funds so that you can rebuild your home after a wildfire. Contestants, you have 30 seconds. Good luck. And that's time. Let's start with Jen. You wrote down, what is signing a legally binding television contract for $1,000? Ooh, I can relate, but sadly that is not the correct response. That brings you down to negative $1,798.
This unforeseen outcome? Son of a barnacle, where's my agent? Gary, why did you even book this show? I'm out of here. What a waste of good hairspray.
Wait, will you sign my headshot? And she's gone. Mr. Count, you wrote down what is purchasing fire insurance for $8,000. Well, I guess that is technically correct, which brings you up to a total of $16,100.
Don't count me out yet.
And finally, we go to you, Professor Fitzgerald. You wrote down what is acquiring fire insurance for $1. That is correct, but why such a low wager?
Catastropher, come on. I knew that even if I bid just $1.
Just $1.
Be quiet. Your days are numbered.
Numbered?
This is my moment. I win. Professor Fitzgerald's moving on to the next round, baby.
Right you are. Well, folks, that's today's game. Tune in next week for... Okay. See, but... All right. It seems that our producers found upon closer examination of the show's rulebook that, Professor, your $10 million wager last week exceeds the maximum amount permitted and has therefore been deemed illegitimate. So we'll just have to go ahead and deduct those points now.
Wait, what? Are you serious?
Oh, absolutely. And that leaves you with negative $43,599. That means, Mr. Von Count, with $16,100, you come in first place. We'll see you next week.
In a shocking turn of events, the Count Von Count wins. How about a high five for the Count?
No. 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 This can't be right. I deserve this win. Do you even know who I am? This is completely ridiculous. I demand a recount. This is...
I'd spent plenty of time in this seedy, threadbare excuse for a town in my day. But somehow, this time was different. I knew something was coming. I could feel it in the air. Not unlike an alley cat sensing a mangy rat before it appears from behind a dumpster. But the questions I kept asking myself were, what was coming, and when? There was only one low-down character I knew I could call on for information. Now he was a slippery type, a bit wishy-washy. Most people in the know call him the Weatherman. Not only did I need intel from him, but he had something of mine, and I wanted it back.
Leonard?
Nobody's called me that name in
10 years?
My God, it's really you, isn't it? How have you been?
All right, enough with the pleasantries. I believe you have something of mine that you're overdue to return.
Ah, right. Let's discuss that later. Here, have a drink first.
Well, all right then. Barkeep, Shirley Temple. Neat. There's something else I wanted to ask you. Do you feel it? This thing that's coming? I would think you would have sensed it first.
Well, they don't call me the Weatherman for nothing. There's something coming. It's gonna shake up this whole crummy town before you can say duck and cover.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
It's been decades since the last big one. We're due for another one really soon, and we'd better be prepared when it comes. Quick, get under the table. Drop, cover, and hold on.
So now is probably not the best time to ask when you're gonna return my hand crank radio?
What? Are you serious right now? We're in the middle of a major quake here.
But I wanted to put it in my home preparedness kit.
Well, it's a little late for that right now, don't you think?
That was my only hand crank radio, and you stole it.
Come on now. This is hardly the time for petty squabbles. Hey, you there, behind the bar. Go fetch your tool chest in the back and secure those shelves in place.
I'll fix it yourself.
We don't need anything else falling. There's bound to be an aftershock. It's as likely as a cockroach jonesing for a turkey sandwich.
Hold on. You are not going to worm your way out of this with your fancy turkey sandwich talk. I want my radio back.
Okay. Don't get your trench coat in a twist. So go outside, check and make sure it's safe, and then we can amble on over to my place, and you can get your doggone radio back.
All right, Leonard, lead the way. You know, I may have been a little harsh. You did just about save my life back there.
Well, what can I say? I have a reflex for these things. It's not unlike.
Oh, some metaphor about a jackrabbit on a bicycle or a jumping bean in a frying pan, right?
I guess you know me better than I thought.
You know what, Lenny? This may be the start of a beautiful, well, maybe an acquaintanceship, where we only talk every 10 years.
We say we'll meet up, and never do.
Sounds about right to me.
And we're live. I'm Jen Jenkins, iconic public figure and breakout star of You're in Jeopardy.
Yes, we know. We just saw you in that motion picture there, Jen. Wait, why aren't you in black and white? Sweet peas in a pod. Why am I not in black and white?
Breaking news, advancements in video technology allow cameras to capture footage in color.
Astonishing.
This groundbreaking technology has been widely available for decades. How it went unnoticed by this clearly inept private eye remains unclear.
Inept? Hey, at least I got my radio back. You, on the other hand, lost thousands of dollars to a Sesame Street character.
Despite this devastating setback, beloved anchor Jen Jenkins soldiers on and always finds the silver lining in any hardship, like communicating life-saving disaster preparedness information to the viewers at home.
Just like my pal Leonard. He sure taught me some handy earthquake safety know-how.
But none of this would be possible without the generous support of viewers like you. NorCal Public Media depends on your donations to keep producing innovative and unique programming like Prepare Yourself.
And to thank you for your financial support, we have some fantastic gifts available. We'll be right back after these messages.
We have some great gifts to thank you for donating today. You can use these items to be prepared for emergencies, and you'll be supporting public media. The number to call is 800-287-2722. Or go online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. At the $60 level, you can receive a portable mini first aid kit. This amazingly tiny pouch fits anywhere, yet holds more than 110 pieces, including an emergency foil blanket and even scissors. One of our most popular gifts is the solar-powered emergency radio at the $96 pledge level. This little radio can be charged by hand crank or by the sun, has an LED flashlight built in, and could charge your electronic devices. If you can pledge $252 today, that's just $21 a month. We'll send you the Quake Kit backpack. Everything you might need in one grab-and-go pack. Food and water, tools and first aid supplies, light and radio, shelter and warmth, hygiene and sanitation items, survival tips, and a checklist. This is the ultimate go bag. Add your important documents and you've got everything you might need to evacuate quickly. Again, the number to call is 800-287-2722 or go online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. Thank you for tuning in to Prepare Yourself and for your support of our stations.
Golly jeepers!
Truly amazing.
Say, do you think if I donate, they'll give me another radio? Then Leonard and I could both have one and our spat could end forever.
A beautiful friendship.
Acquaintanceship?
A beautiful acquaintanceship ruined by petty squabbles.
If only I'd had that stellar earthquake go bag when I was back at the bar. I would have been so much more prepared for the shaking.
Well, it's a good thing our viewers can receive one now. By making a donation to NorCal Public Media, it's so easy to become a supporting financial member of our station.
That's a true statement. It's as true as the sky is blue, which I just learned today. Donating to NorCal only takes a minute of your time, but your dollars go a long way towards providing the community with all this splendid programming.
If you call right now, you can make a one-time donation, or you can choose to become a sustaining member of our station. Sustaining members give a small automatic payment each month, so you never have to remember if you've made your gift to NorCal Public Media.
Speaking of gifts, let's take another gander at those swell items that we have to thank you for your support.
We have some great gifts to thank you for donating today. You can use these items to be prepared for emergencies, and you'll be supporting public media. The number to call is 800-287-2722 or go online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. At the $60 level, you can receive a portable mini first aid kit. This amazingly tiny pouch fits anywhere, yet holds more than 110 pieces, including an emergency foil blanket and even scissors. One of our most popular gifts is the solar-powered emergency radio at the $96 pledge level. This little radio can be charged by hand crank or by the sun, has an LED flashlight built in, and could charge your electronic devices. If you can pledge $252 today, that's just $21 a month. We'll send you the Quake Kit backpack. Everything you might need in one grab-and-go pack. Food and water, tools and first aid supplies, light and radio, shelter and warmth, hygiene and sanitation items, survival tips, and a checklist. This is the ultimate go bag. Add your important documents and you've got everything you might need to evacuate quickly. Again, the number to call is 800-287-2722 or go online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. Thank you for tuning in to Prepare Yourself and for your support of our stations.
You can bet your mama's banana seat bicycle I'll get my hands on that earthquake go bag.
This just in. My mother doesn't have a bicycle.
Very well then. In the meantime, pick up that telephone and give us a ring at 1-800-287-2722. I've also been instructed to tell you that you can scan the QR code on your screen there. What is that? Some kind of secret code?
And don't forget, local champions of emergency preparedness are eagerly awaiting your calls.
They look happier than dag nabbit, I'm out of metaphors. They look happy.
And that's because of your financial support. We hope you choose to make a contribution today. Thanks for watching. And now back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Hi, I'm Kiki, and this is Plan Ahead with me, Kid Scientist. Today we're going to talk all about earthquakes. Many things can cause earthquakes, but a lot of the time it's when two tectonic plates slide past each other in different directions. California has a lot of earthquake activity on what we call fault lines, which sometimes form when tectonic plates are moving next to each other. Tectonic plate boundaries are always faults, but not all faults are tectonic plate boundaries. Huh? I don't even know what I just said. Whose fault is that? Okay, basically, if the crown does this or this, it can cause this. And if you live near an ocean, you might also be at risk of a tsunami if an earthquake hits. So if you want to be prepared for the next rocky encounter, follow these simple steps. Number 1, if there's an earthquake or a tsunami, it's important to have a plan about where to meet your family if you get separated. Make sure to pick 2 locations. One that's close to home, and one that's a central location near where your family works, plays, or goes to school. Make sure those places are 100 feet or more above the sea level, or at least 1 mile inland. Number 2, practice drop, cover, and hold on with your family and coworkers. When you start to feel shaking and quaking, you drop, cover, and hold on. You can practice it at home and at work. Number 3, as always, be sure to have a home emergency kit with any food, water, and anything else you need for at least 7 days. Earthquakes can happen any time of year and without warning. That means it's extra important to be prepared and practice what to do if one happens. Well, that's all the time we have for today, everyone. And remember, it's always better to be prepared for anything and have nothing bad happen than to have something bad happen and not be prepared at all. Tune in next time for more advice on a small child. On a small child. Sit on me and get advice. Tune in next time for more advice from a small child on Plan Ahead with Kid Scientist. That's me!
And now, another word from the community.
People are still traumatized by the fires that we've experienced, 5 fires over the last 5.5 years. And they're nervous about how much rain we've had over the winter, producing very high vegetation. And so they're predicting mega fires this year. We're still not done rebuilding from the 2017 fires. People are still moving through the exercises. Do they want to rebuild? Can they get insurance? Can they finance the rebuilding? And even 5 years later, we know that you're still under PTSD if the wind blows in higher, the tree branches whip around, or a smell of a barbecue. It just brings them right back to the experience that night. After the 2017 fires, the county organized a series of folks called the Hope Crisis Counselors, and they were available to work with neighbors, neighborhoods, going out to institutions. We needed some mental health counseling in order to be healthy, to help people navigate through their grief and recovery. I hope everyone is aware that the county helps to organize resources for folks who are still challenged by the trauma of any crisis, whether it's the fires or floods. And please, please reach out to us.
It's finally getting warmer out. Looks like summer's almost here. It'll be so nice to enjoy the sun. Except it'll probably get into the hundreds, and it gets hotter and hotter every year due to climate change. Man, it was so hot last year. I really hope we don't have another heat wave this season because I don't have air conditioning. And that reminds me, I should really get a new air purifier and pack my go bag just in case I have to evacuate and... Whoa. I should really get going. Wow, everything's so green this time of year. It's so nice. But now that it's getting warmer out, all that vegetation's going to dry up. meaning it'll all become fuel for wildfires to start and spread faster and faster. There'll be so much smoke and evacuations. People could lose their homes or get hurt, and... Is that a gust of wind? Okay, take a deep breath. Let's listen to some music instead. Is it starting to rain? It's a good thing I packed my umbrella. We need all the rain we can get anyways, since we've been in a drought for so long. But when it rains so much all at once, especially after a drought, the ground is too dry to really absorb all the water, and then there's a big chance of flooding, especially in flood zones like near a river, and it could cause a ton of damage to the communities there. All those families and homes.
Did that seem familiar to you? Do you find your thoughts spiraling out of control when you think about climate change or weather-related disasters? It can be stressful just to hear someone else's thoughts. It is understandable to get distressed when you think about climate change and disaster, especially if you've lived through emergencies or evacuations, or if you live in a high-risk area. There are some tools that you can use to help yourself if you're triggered by climate-related stress. The young person we saw did a great thing for herself by listening to music to stop her thoughts from spiraling out of control. You can use rhythm to calm your body and mind by petting a cat or dog, or going outside to exercise. If you're worrying about climate change and disaster, it can be really helpful to talk about your feelings. Find a trusted friend or a climate-aware therapist, or look for a free support group like online climate cafes. Many people are turning climate anxiety into empowering action by connecting with like-minded community. People all over the Bay Area are doing amazing things to stand up for climate justice. What's your passion? You can find someone around here who shares it.
And now, a word from the community.
Some things to remember during an earthquake is, after the initial shaking, is to expect that aftershock that's going to come. For some folks, they want to go out, check on family, check on friends, maybe go check on an elder family member. But some things to keep in mind during an earthquake is just those road conditions. What does that mean? Especially with overpasses, roadways, freeway overpasses and underpasses. We have to take into consideration, depending on how severe the earthquake was, that there may be some damage to those roadways. And it takes a little bit of time for the Public Works or Caltrans, for their safety inspectors and whatnot to get out there and do those visual inspections of those roadways. There's so many things that you can do to prepare that go across all disasters and types of emergencies. It's having a supply of food, canned food and whatnot that can take you for 3, 4, 5 days. It's having enough bottled water for each member of your family, roughly about a gallon to gallon and a half per person per day. And not only having that water for drinking water, but also having water for sanitary type items, for washing hands, washing dishes and whatnot. Having basic things that we take for granted day to day, can openers, manual can openers, to having a lighter. It's just very simple, basic things to keep in a go bag that can go across all emergencies and disasters.
Man, getting ready for all these earthquakes, fires, and floods sure is a drag. What? No way. Being prepared is super cool. But I wish there was some way to make preparing for disasters fun. Well, there is. Check this out.
Now that's what I call Disaster Hits Volume 2 is 6 hours of chart-topping, award-winning disaster songs, all compiled for you on a 3 CD set. This special TV offer contains 114 tracks of disaster hits you just can't get enough of, like The Tectonic Slide, 3 Days of Canned Beans, Before the Shakin' Starts A-Quakin'.
Before the shaking starts a-quaking, do you know just what to do? Secure your shelves right to the wall and move heavy things that could fall and harm you. Make a kit of food and water, 7 days at the minimum. Practice hiding under a table. Do you see where I'm coming from? Bye ba-ba-doo-up.
Whoa! Disaster preparedness sure doesn't rattle me anymore.
Now that's what I call Disaster Hits Volume 2 is not available in stores. Order now by calling the number on your screen or send check or money order. 3 CDs, $49.99 plus $10.99 shipping and handling. If you pay by credit card, you'll get a free Disaster Hits t-shirt. Rush delivery available. Call now.
Hello again. I'm Izzy Fisher, one of the directors of Prepare Yourself. You might remember me from the very beginning of the show. And now I'm so excited to be joined by Sam Wallace, Deputy Director of the Sonoma County Department of Emergency Management. Sam, thank you so much for being here with us and for helping out with our phone bank.
Thank you for having us, Izzy. We appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. So I wanted to ask you, what would you say is one of the most important things to remember when preparing for a disaster or emergency?
Well, I think it comes down to planning. You want to make sure that you have a good plan ahead of time. Very often in a disaster, things are very confusing. It's maybe early in the morning. You may not be thinking straight. But if you take the time ahead of time to sit down, write up a plan on what you're going to do, then you don't have to think about it when the time comes. You're moving immediately on your plan that you have.
Right, of course. And in your experience, are there some maybe common misconceptions about disasters or preparing for disasters that you wish you could clarify for the public?
Well, lots, but the one I'd like to say the most is people have a concept that people are going to come and help them. And that's true in the long run. People will come and help you. But in those opening moments of the disaster, you might be on your own. There's just too many people in the county and not enough emergency responders to go around. So it's vitally important that everybody be ready to take care of themselves as best they can for the first few hours of the disaster.
Right, absolutely. And briefly, what is important to you personally about helping our community prepare?
Well, I've been a long-term resident of Sonoma County. I was in emergency management here for the Nuns Tubbs fire. I care deeply about this county and the people that live in it. That's what I'm here for, is to do my best to take care of them.
Well, thank you very much for that. We really appreciate it.
Sure.
When you donate to NorCal Public Media, you're contributing to the creation of one-of-a-kind content, like Prepare Yourself. And we have some great gifts to thank you for your support. Shall we take a look?
Yes, absolutely.
We have some great gifts to thank you for donating today. You can use these items to be prepared for emergencies, and you'll be supporting public media. The number to call is 800-287-2722, or go online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. At the $60 level, you can receive a portable mini first aid kit. This amazingly tiny pouch fits anywhere, yet holds more than 110 pieces, including an emergency foil blanket and even scissors. One of our most popular gifts is the solar-powered emergency radio at the $96 pledge level. This little radio can be charged by hand crank or by the sun, has an LED flashlight built in, and could charge your electronic devices. If you can pledge $252 today, that's just $21 a month. We'll send you the Quake Kit backpack. Everything you might need in one grab-and-go pack. Food and water, tools and first aid supplies, light and radio, shelter and warmth, hygiene and sanitation items, survival tips, and a checklist. This is the ultimate go bag. Add your important documents and you've got everything you might need to evacuate quickly. Again, the number to call is 800-287-2722, or go online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. Thank you for tuning in to Prepare Yourself and for your support of our stations.
Wow, those are some really cool items. They all look really useful.
I wish everybody had those in their house.
Yeah, that would be handy. So Sam, as you know, Prepare Yourself would not be possible without the partnership and the funding from the Department of Emergency Management. So what do you think is the importance of this unique kind of public education around disaster preparedness?
Well, it's a great question. Of course, we're trying to communicate with 500,000 people, and everybody learns different ways. Some by reading, some by listening. The approach that we have here is to maybe use a little music, a little comedy, make it entertaining, and hopefully that just makes everybody a little more prepared by getting the message.
Yeah, different ways of sharing that information.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what do you hope viewers take away from watching the show?
Well, I think that the big thing is that you can all be a little more prepared for a disaster, and by being prepared, you're empowering yourself. Disasters are scary, without a doubt, but if you're ready for them, it becomes less scary. When it comes, you're going to be ready for it and you can respond. That's what I hope they take away from this.
Yeah, self-empowerment and being prepared. That's awesome. So, you have watched the show, yes?
Yes, I have.
Do you have a favorite segment or skit?
Oh, that isn't even, that's easy. It's the Preparedness Bachelor.
Oh, yeah.
He gets my rose.
Oh, he gets your rose, Sam. Well, thank you very much. And we hope that you choose to become a supporting financial member of NorCal Public Media today, so we can continue producing fun and educational programming like Prepare Yourself. All you have to do is give us a ring at 800-287-2722 or go online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. And don't forget about those amazing gifts we just saw, the backpack, the radio, the first aid kit, that we can offer you to thank you for your generous donation. Sam, thank you again so much for being here and for supporting the show.
Izzy, thank you very much for having us. It's been a pleasure.
And now, back to the show.
You've had quite a day, Buck. I'm beat. You said it, Slater. We've been wrangling these cows so long, I can hardly feel my saddle no more. It's been a downright scorcher today, ain't it? Whew, you're telling me I'm sweating up a storm. You say, I was down at the Mercantile yesterday, and the clerk told me we got ourselves a red flag warning. Sounds mighty ominous, if you ask me. Now, chin up, cowboy. There's plenty we can do to keep ourselves safe and not go starting no wildfires. Well, how's that? Well, there's some do's and don'ts when it comes to abiding by a red flag warning. One thing we ought to do is hitch our horses up there by the barn in case we got to make ourselves a quick getaway. For those of you watching at home, that means that your vehicle should be outside of your garage with plenty of gas or electric charge. What are you talking to, Buck? What's a vehicle, anyway? Next, make sure that you contact your neighbors to see if they've heard about the red flag warning and offer them help if they need it. I still don't know who you're talking to, but don't you think we should call on old man Willie, make sure he's okay? Willie! You okay? Did you hear about the red flag warning? Yeah. I think he's okay. We'll go check on him later. I gotta say, though, shouldn't there be some way for us to get messages from the authorities? Well, unfortunately, the telephone ain't been invented yet, seeing as how it's 1870. But for those of you living in the future, make sure your cell phone is turned on near you and charged so that you don't miss any alerts. Say, Buck, didn't you say there were some things we shouldn't do? You're right, I did. You should never, ever mow or trim dry grass because the blades could strike on a rock, causing a grass fire. Also, make sure that your trailer chains don't drag on the ground and spark. Why are you using all them newfangled words? Don't you mean we shouldn't be dragging our spurs on the dry grass? You're right. We gotta kick our boots up. Well, I suppose since we aren't supposed to be starting no wildfires, we shouldn't be making no fires either. Say goodbye to cooking beans over a campfire. Oh, shoot. You're right. I do miss our outdoor cookouts. But it's important to remember never to make a wood or charcoal fire in the forest during periods of high fire danger. Burning plant cuttings at home is also unsafe. I hate to tell you, but it looks like you're going to have to hold off on making your kinetic sculptures in the barn for a while. Oh, what'd you say that for? You know they're my creative outlet. All right, you can keep on making them. But be sure to exercise extreme caution during blowtorch and welding projects. Well, Buck, you got lots to be mindful of. And Sure ain't gonna be us starting no wildfires. You're darn right. Say, we better get a move on before the sun goes down. We got a lot of work ahead of us. Drink up, darling. These cattle ain't gonna wrangle themselves.
Thank you. You want some jerky?
How many times I gotta tell you I'm vegan?
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. How eco-conscientious of you. Darn. I wish I knew how to quit you. That's good stuff. Oh, wait for me. Oh, darn. God bless him.
Hi, I'm Kiki, and this is Plan Ahead with me, Kid Scientist. Today we'll be talking about wildfires. A fire might be warm and cozy on a camping trip, but wildfires can be pretty scary. They can start from a small spark and spread quickly over hundreds of acres, which can put communities, animals, and homes at risk. And if the land isn't well maintained, that means even more fuel for a wildfire. To prepare your home and family before a wildfire, make sure to follow these simple steps. Number 1, harden your home. You can replace or modify your roof, windows, chimneys, or vents with fire-resistant materials. The roof is the most vulnerable part of a house, but you can make it safer by using clay, tile, or brick instead of shingles and wood. You can also keep your home safe by always clearing your gutters of anything that could dry out and become food for a hungry fire. Nom, 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 nom. Number 2. Make a defensible space between your home and the vegetation around it. This can stop or slow the spread of wildfire and help firefighters do their job. For more information on protecting your home, visit readyforwildfire.org. I'm just a kid, so I'm only allowed on the computer for 1 hour a day. But you adults can check it out anytime you want. Number 3. Protect yourself from smoke. It's especially important to include an N95 or a P100 face mask in your wildfire go bag to defend your lungs from breathing in all that yucky smoke. Blah. It's also good to get a trusty air purifier to keep your indoor air clean. Well, that's all the time we have for today, everyone. And remember, it's always better to be prepared for anything and have nothing bad happen than have something bad happen and not be prepared at all. Tune in next time for more advice from a small child on Plan Ahead with Kid Scientist. That's me!
Yeah, sure. And you can just stop there. Scene 1 shot 5 take 2 marker. Film noir.
Oh, that's...
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Okay, once more.
Smile. Look at me.
It's unintelligible.
I think he's okay. You hear about the red flag warning? I think he's okay.
It's like inside the teleprompter. Hi, camera.
Why? Why is that? What is it now?
I just wish that more people
were skunks.
How much are you paying me, though? I don't even know what you're paying me. Mommy still gets 15%. She always gets 15%. Because I'm kind.
All right, talk to me. What's going on out there? They're good, but not that good. You've practiced. You've watched the tape.
Give me a little bit more. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how I feel about the red wig. I just feel like it's not my color.
No, I think it actually really frames your face pretty well.
Mr. Count. What?
I'll be 90 years old by the time I finish this.
It's all about you.
I think I'm gonna have like the most funny, like little behind the scenes things in this.
The bloopers.
Yeah, bloopers.
And we're back. I'm Chase Overholt, one of your hosts for Prepare Yourself.
And I'm Hannah Lee, your other lovely host for the program.
Thank you so much for joining us on this live pledge edition of Prepare Yourself. We hope you learned some valuable information about preparing for disasters and emergencies and had some fun along the way.
I know that we on the production team sure learned a lot about how to plan ahead for all kinds of emergencies. Floods, earthquakes, tsunamis, and wildfires, and we had a great time doing it, clearly.
It's our goal to ensure that the community has this crucial preparedness information, and we want to deliver it in a fun, memorable way, so you never forget to plan ahead. Like Sam said, everybody learns in different ways, and I know that learning through music really works for me.
Absolutely. NorCal depends on your support to produce creative programming like Prepare Yourself that you won't find anywhere else.
If you enjoyed the unique content you saw today, we invite you to become a supporting financial member of NorCal Public Media before the show ends, which is in approximately 5 minutes. Yikes, clock is a ticking.
Now is the time. You can make a one-time donation, or you can choose to become a sustaining member of our station. Sustaining members contribute a little bit each month, and that support continues on into the future so that you never have to remember if you've made your gift to NorCal Public Media.
Which is great because I always forget. It's so easy to become a supporting member of the public media station that you've come to rely on for critical disaster preparedness information. You can make a donation by calling 1-800-287-2722 or online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate.
And don't forget to thank you for your generous support. We have some wonderful gifts available that'll help you be prepared for whatever emergency might arise.
Oh yeah, let's check out those gifts one last time. Take it away.
We have some great gifts to thank you for donating today. You can use these items to be prepared for emergencies, and you'll be supporting public media. The number to call is 800-287-2722. Or go online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. At the $60 level, you can receive a portable mini first aid kit. This amazingly tiny pouch fits anywhere, yet holds more than 110 pieces, including an emergency foil blanket and even scissors. One of our most popular gifts is the solar-powered emergency radio at the $96 pledge level. This little radio can be charged by hand crank or by the sun, has an LED flashlight built in, and could charge your electronic devices. If you can pledge $252 today, that's just $21 a month. We'll send you the Quake Kit backpack. Everything you might need in one grab-and-go pack. Food and water, tools and first aid supplies, light and radio, shelter and warmth, hygiene and sanitation items, survival tips, and a checklist. This is the ultimate go bag. Add your important documents and you've got everything you might need to evacuate quickly. Again, the number to call is 800-287-2722 or go online at norcalpublicmedia.org/donate. Thank you for tuning in to Prepare Yourself and for your support of our stations.
We hope you consider donating to make a positive difference in the lives of our community and support essential programming like Prepare Yourself. We truly can't do it without your help, so we thank you for making a donation today.
We're almost to the end of our show, but don't be sad. If you want more emergency preparedness content, you can find all of our Prepare Yourself episodes on our website and on YouTube at NorCal Public Media.
Now, as we've mentioned before, we like to keep things light and fun on the show, but there are always real-life consequences to any disaster or emergency.
So with that in mind, we'd like to take a moment to acknowledge a serious disaster event happening right now. The devastating wildfires taking place in Maui have destroyed homes, communities, and ecosystems across the island, and our hearts go out to those who have lost their homes and loved ones.
These wildfires are now the deadliest that have occurred in the United States in the past century, and local emergency response has struggled to meet the need. If you'd like to find out more about the relief efforts in Maui, you can visit mauiunitedway.org/disaster relief or hawaiicommunityfoundation.org/Maui-strong.
Thank you for joining us on this special live edition of Prepare Yourself. We hope you always remember to stay prepared because disasters and emergencies can happen at any time.
I know that I learned a lot, and we really hope that this show helped you gain crucial disaster preparedness information that you won't find anywhere else except for NorCal Public Media.
And we hope you had a little fun along the way, too.
Yeah.
This show has been such a great opportunity to learn about disaster preparedness, and we hope that you enjoyed, and we hope you view the next episodes.
It's really been a privilege. Thanks again, and bye for now.
You're watching Northern California Public Media, made possible by viewers like you.
Can you all live the ultimate retirement? You can.
Acclaimed personal finance expert Susie Orman provides essential advice to make your retirement more successful and secure.
Every little action that you take can make a tremendous difference. It's never too soon to begin. Fear no more.
Susie Orman's Ultimate Retirement Guide.
Tonight at 9 on Northern California Public Media.